Have you noticed that the quality of pretty much everything that you buy nowadays kind of sucks? I mean, seriously, nothing we buy is built to last anymore. I mean, clothes fade and wear quicker than ever. Furniture is so low quality that it can barely handle a move. And technology needs to be replaced every year. I think that we could all agree that they just don't make them like they used to. The quality of everything seems to be getting more and more worse every single year, and it's becoming more and more noticeable. And why is that? Why is nothing you buy good anymore? Well, in this video, I want to dive into this topic. I'm going to talk about 5 different reasons behind this decrease in quality. And so let's start off by talking about something called planned obsolescence. Now, the truth about making high-quality products is that it's not always the best business model, because if you make something that lasts forever, you don't get any repeat customers, and your business makes less money. And the best example of this is the story of the light bulb. In the 1920s, the average lifespan of a light bulb hit a peak of about 2,000 hours, but then the lifespan started to go down. And the reason for this was because of something that happened in 1924. All the major light bulb companies met in Geneva and formed something called the Phoebus Cartel, where they all agreed to lower the lifespan of their light bulbs down to 1,000 hours. And why would they decrease the quality of their product? Well, as I said, if your product lasts forever, you don't get any repeat customers and your business makes less money. This is Business 101. If you make a product that is so good that people never need to buy it again, well, let's just say you're out of business. And this concept is called planned obsolescence, which is the shortening of the usable lifespan of a product to accelerate the pace of consumption. When things break often, customers have to buy new ones more frequently, and profits increase. This is a business practice that companies use in order to drive up profits. A more recent example of this happened in 2017, where Apple released an update to intentionally slow down their older iPhones in order to get people to buy new ones. And this later became known as the Batterygate lawsuit, where Apple settled for $500 million. And so the first reason why nothing you buy is good anymore is because selling low-quality products is just a lot more profitable. Companies create low-quality products that ultimately break, so their customers will buy more of the products so they can make more money. However, it's not just corporations that we need to blame for this, but the second reason is consumer demand for affordability. So in order to explain this next point, let me start off by explaining how my business works. I am a small business owner. This YouTube channel is my business. It is how I make a living. And the business model of running a YouTube channel is fairly simple. My product is my videos, and my customer is you, the viewer. Now, in order to have a successful YouTube channel and make a living doing this, I have to choose topics that have a high demand or reach a large audience. And if I choose high demand topics, it translates to high views, which translates to money. But if I choose low demand topics, then it translates to less views and less money. And if I have a video that performs badly, it is not because the algorithm hates me, but it's because there isn't much demand for that topic. There's no audience. In order to have a successful YouTube channel, you can't create the videos that you want to watch, but you have to create the videos that you think your audience wants to watch. You have to choose topics that have a high demand. And this concept is also how every business in the world works, where businesses create products that they think their customers want, chasing consumer demand. And nowadays, consumers demand affordability. In today's economy, the majority of people want a lot of stuff, but the majority of people don't have a lot of money, and so they gravitate towards the more cheaper products. For example, when buying furniture, most people don't have tons of money to spend, and so they will choose to buy more affordable furniture from companies like IKEA, Wayfair, and Ashley Home Furniture. But with that affordability means a lower quality. And there are many furniture companies that sell high quality furniture that is built to last. However, the majority of people can't afford it. There is a much bigger demand, a much larger customer base selling affordable, low quality products. And so the second reason why nothing you buy is good anymore is because consumers demand affordable products. Most consumers are broke and don't have a lot of money. We talk a lot about that in this channel. And so they gravitate to the cheaper, low-quality products that they can afford, or at least they have space on their credit card to buy. And so there are many companies that are appearing that produce very cheap, low-quality products because there's just so much demand for those products. Now, the third reason is online shopping. Buy first, see second. In the last 10 years, how we buy products has really changed. I mean, 10 years ago, you would get in your car, drive to a store, physically see and touch the product, and then buy it. We consumers would see first and buy second. Back in the day, before we handed over la plata to buy a product, we could physically interact with it beforehand. And obviously, if we could see it was terrible quality, we wouldn't buy it. And generally, this made stores want to offer higher quality products. Because if word got around that their products were low quality, then people might stop shopping at the store. However, nowadays, companies can get away with selling low-quality products because we consumers buy first and see second. We go on Amazon, find cheap products from a brand that we have never heard of, and buy them because they're a good price. But when we open up the box, we're disappointed because we see that the product is very low quality. And the reason that we bought a low quality product was because we weren't able to physically interact with it beforehand. As I said, we buy first and see second. And so the third reason why nothing you buy is good anymore is because we buy first and we see second. We see this AI-generated picture of a product that looks very good, but once we open it, we realize it ain't that good. But companies can get away with it because it's all done online. And by the time they got their money is the time that we realize the product sucks. And the fourth reason is more complex products. Now, another reason that products don't last as long as they used to is because products are a lot more complex than they used to be. For example, think about cars. Back in the day, cars were pretty simple. They were meant to get you from point A to point B with simple features like roll-up windows, an AM/FM radio, and sometimes AC and heating. However, nowadays, cars are a lot more complex with many luxury features, like keyless start buttons, engines that turn off to conserve fuel, heated seats, electric windows, self-closing trunks, touchscreen displays, safety sensors, rear-view cameras, theft prevention, GPS, and more. Cars are a lot more complex than they used to be, and with all these features, there's just a lot more that can go wrong. And when something does go wrong, because it is complex, it needs to be fixed by a professional, whereas older cars didn't have that much that could be broke, and when they did break, it was all manual stuff that you could easily fix yourself. And so the fourth reason why nothing you buy is good anymore is because products are just a lot more complex nowadays. 50 to 100 years ago, everything was very simple and there was just a lot less that could break and go wrong. Whereas now, your fridge has a 32-inch screen that allows you to monitor your baby. Products have gotten a lot more complex, which means that a lot more can go wrong and can break. And the final reason why nothing you buy is good anymore is survivorship bias. So as I said in the beginning of this video, we often look at older stuff and compare it to stuff nowadays and think to ourselves, they just don't make them like they used to. However, this conclusion is actually distorted and full of something called survivorship bias, which is focusing only on the things that survived while overlooking those that did not. Oftentimes when we look at the past, we base it on things that have made it to today. However, only good quality stuff that has survived the test of time has made it to today. For example, your grandma might have a handcrafted dresser from 150 years ago and you think, because this dresser was good, all dressers were better in the past. However, that is a fallacy, because although that single item survived to today, there were many other low-quality dressers that did not survive and ended up in a landfill. The good stuff sticks around and we forget about all that bad stuff that is now in a landfill. It is like music. When we often look back on music, we only remember the good stuff. When we look back on the 2000s, we'll think of artists like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and Britney Spears, and think music was much better back then. However, we forget all the crappy artists that were around at the same time. We mainly remember the good stuff that stood the test of time, and everything else, well, let's just say it went bye, 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 bye. And so the final reason why nothing you buy is good anymore is because of survivorship bias. The truth is, 100 years ago, there were high quality things, and today there are many high quality things. However, for every high quality item, there is hundreds of low quality items. And high quality stuff always costs a lot more. To be real, it's probably out of your budget. As George Carlin said,
"It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club."
High quality stuff is and will always be reserved for the rich folk. And those are the 5 reasons why nothing you buy is good anymore. And with that, muchas gracias, que tenga un buen día, nos vemos, chicos.